Fabiola and Anonu.
Hey, hi, hello guys. On the 7th of December, very friendly Friday, a little bit cozy, a little bit coldy, but here we are in very compact company today. Hello, Shadows Pub, and hello, Snook. Hi, Anutu, my dear co-host. And how are you today?
Yeah, I'm freshly rebooted. I'm not sure if that is also applies also for human beings, but at least I feel like fresh rebooted. Yeah, it's Friday.
It's like we announced that our puppet Barbarella has a warm sweater and her winter boots on since November, past month. Could fancy that she booted you. Anyway, there are a lot of funny things we are doing for our favorite Barbarella, along with updating and upgrading her. We are trying to look her even more fancy than ever. So, quickly throwing a glance through the key topics of today's Barbarella show, early edition, 3 p.m. UTC. So, what we have prepared here for you guys today is supported mainly by the CrowdMind community, partially from our big supporter and great fellow Crypto Piotr. And the information comes to you supported technically by my point finger. First topic today, do you recognize these guys? Are you football fans, as we call this sport in Europe, or the soccer? This is, ladies and gentlemen, the socios.com. It's a tokenized fun voting platform for sports. If you're a huge soccer or football fan, you can join the platform. And even more, you can monetize your results, or the results you are thinking that some championships will end up at the end of the season, which is absolutely exciting. Well, I'm not very good at predicting such events, no events at all, but it is all about predicting live events on that platform. If you have a look at it at some point, you will see that the first official football club in Europe, who started to use the platform were the Paris Saint-Germain football club, followed by Juventus and many others. So how this is related to our searches on Steemit? You see, guys, Steemit was among the first to set a very well working good model, a good practice to be applied even in sports. We know that sports, especially football, not to mention Formula One. Oof, Anutu, I was about to say eins. Because I'm watching it on RTL. And I was about to say Formula 1. Okay, but yeah, it's a huge machine for money. Apparently, those clever guys smelt the future on the markets and are like convinced that the future is at bigger stakes at the cryptocurrencies. So socios, like I can't pronounce it in Spanish, but it derives the root of the word from a Spanish word. And I miss Ingenuity here because somehow I had the impression that he is mastering this particular language. So, Anuto, do you lay bets on sports?
Yeah, so we come back to the boots. These boots are made for walking. I just have this song in my mind by Nancy Sinatra. I really love it. And now we come to football boots. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not that soccer guy, sorry. Don't hit me, but, I'm not into soccer in any way. I remember the World Championship. I don't know when it was. It was in Germany, in Berlin, and I have been there, and it was amazing. But I just have been there because I was living there at that time. But the feeling was amazing. So many, open-minded people, and they were all having a party together, big party together. And this is what I like actually about soccer. When fans unite and talk friendly to each other and just join for one purpose, which is sports. This I love very much. So, soccer, like I said, hit me, but, I'm a man, but I'm not the soccer guy, to be honest. I'm gonna stick with Nancy Sinatra, and these boots are made for walking.
Yeah, I remember that song. It was a very, very funny song, as a matter of fact, with all the dancing. Yeah, but if you decide at some point in time to become more betting active on socials, do I do it in Spanish like this? It's about sport, so any sport. It's just they are talking about the footballers, the football players, as their first followers are some football clubs. And interesting to know, it was an experiment that was launched for the first time at the World Cup Championship. Beats me. Was it last year or whatever? I'm not a huge fan. And plus, our national representation is not a premium one. It's not a great pleasure to watch them.
To be honest, Ravi, I think, there is a huge, huge future for crypto in sports betting, because I saw so many, betting options, casinos, whatever, opening up lately, and they all accept crypto. I think it's a great way to do bets or gambling. Although I'm not into this, but I can imagine, it's a great option because you can stay anonymous, and you don't have to care for maybe credit cards blocked or whatever, PayPal blocked or whatever. I think it's a good way, and this will have a future for sure. And Socios, or is it Socius? I have the same problem pronouncing this. But as you can all see, it's I think it will have a future without any doubt. You had the same problem pronouncing it, Ravi.
No, I never studied Spanish before, so excuse my Spanish. Right. So, I was very impressed to see an application of what we are doing on Timid, but for sports fans. It sounds interesting. Oh, great, Snook. Exactly. By Snook's mom. Oh, bad karaoke. You should check this. I will check this later, of course, when I am able to hands free. All right. So quickly moving to the next finding. Also sports. Like I felt somewhat bound to the sports idea, as everybody seemed to be so actively fitting around bouncing and jumping. As you know, we presented that application last Friday, the Actifit, and you have it in your Welcome Wagon weekly official digest. So I felt like I owe some contribution that refers to sports. Okay, Steam Oracle is delivered to your doors by CrowdMind and at Calgin, if I don't pronounce the name of the person. And it is also a place where you can go experiment to predict some sport events. If it's not enough that you have socios as a fan, then you can go and predict life events as a non-fan. Right. But here I go again, and I have really amazing thing for you, which I noticed quite later, not exactly on the day it was published.
Yeah, it's an amazing interview.
But wait a while. You know about the crowd mind guys. They are constantly looking for some interesting projects, and the one I'm trying to copy a link of is called Helpy. As you can suggest from the name itself, it should help you at certain tasks. Right. I was curious to know what exactly at Helpy will assist you at. But I mentioned on a couple of occasions that I constantly drop a line before Christmas in my letter to Santa that I would appreciate an administrative assistant who is brave and couldn't be scared of anything. And here we go. There is a platform administrative assistant who is not only administrative assistant but provides a lot of bright ideas to the community to help the users grow on Steemit. How do they do that? Through mentoring and curation, as well as educational tutorials, trivia, where is Crazy BG Adventure to correct me? And weekly meetings. So they have weekly meetings. That was something that I mentioned once in a discussion with Dreams team, to have weekly meetings. Apparently, we were so bold that we wanted our weekly meetings to be face-to-face, like live somewhere. And I'm wishing us luck and wealth so that we achieve that goal. The meetings of at Helpy, in the other hand, would focus on the ins and outs of the platform. Do you guys know what might be these ins and outs? Because I'm very new to such terminology. And they also have the ambition to encourage long-term thinking and understanding the true potential of Steam, which is my thumbs up. Helpy also strives to become a home community for high-quality content. Do you smell our ideas here, Anutu? High-quality content creator is the chewing gum everybody's using these days, as well as content consumers, while encouraging engagement across all users, as this improves overall user retention, which is vital for the long-term success of Steam. Whoever wrote this is a master of the word. Lovely. I suggest we check these guys, and maybe we could collaborate with them or just steal their best practices. What do you think about it, Anoto? I'm slicky.
Yeah, I stick more with collaboration actually. Yeah, this is absolutely splendid. I checked it out before, and I absolutely agree on every what you said. So I love to collaborate with everybody. This just exchanging values and ideas. This makes my day actually, and this is what it's all about. Like you said, about quality content. And I think the word quality content is, like you said, in everyone's mouth right now. So if we going and define quality content even more, and we come to the question, who is reading quality content? I mean, obviously, I went into some studies about writers and readers, so people writing, producing content, and other ones reading content. I mean, where would we be as quality creator without people reading it? Nowhere, probably.
Right, isn't this our quest that we indulged ourselves in from early Barbarella dawn ages? Like we are also asking various people whenever they decide to be brave and be our guests, what is the quality content for them? And so far, we may be proud to state that we have collected a substantial amount of information or at least thoughts on the topic, so we could create a frame or a shape of what a good content maybe. Hey, hello, Gastronome Sargento. Hi, nice to see you. And how's that I see you in the voice chat text and don't see you in the line of the Barbarella room? Mentioning this, guys, Discord also went crazy today, at least in my place and my hosting laptop. And every time somebody popped a line here or announced something or DM'd me, my screen started to blink from the windows I have opened and files I have opened to black and back again when they stopped. That was interesting. And then 1 hour before the show, 1 hour before the show, the OBS decided to crash. Lovely, isn't it? And my laptop, to be compatible with these events I mentioned above, decided to ask me to do its installations. Whew, congratulations to me today. It is a miracle how we are here together, and that makes the moment even more precious for me. Oh, Nuto, I missed you so much. You seem to be so busy these days, and the computer is playing jokes with you. This is not fair at all.
Yeah, to be honest, I had the same problems. The whole week was like crazy. And then suddenly apart from 5 crashes that week, the Discord really showed only a black screen and I had no solution for it. So I came to the online version of Discord, which unfortunately doesn't work with voice chat or voice sound use in that way we need to, especially for embracing Barbarella on Fridays. So I was working the whole week to find a solution to it. And for everybody who is right now experiences problems on Discord, I just figured out like 2 hours ago until, when I restored my computer again, I figured out there is a solution for it. So there is actually a very stable running Discord version online you can download. And this is the only one right now with me that is working. So online doesn't work really good. The downloaded version, the old one, really doesn't work anymore for me. It's just showing a black screen. And even after I did install it several times, it still only shows a black screen and you cannot do anything with it. So you go to the Discord download page and download Discord PTB. It's called Discord PTB, which is a new experimental version. I think it's some kind of beta version that is not completely bug-free. But actually with me, so far, it's the only version that works, and it works perfectly since then. So if you have problems with Discord showing black screen and doesn't work anymore even after reinstalling it, go to Discord and download Discord PTB, it's called. And this is actually working perfectly. So I just figured out that. So Ravi, did you download it? No,
I didn't. I just made the installation my laptop wanted me to do, because it wouldn't leave me alone if I don't. And listening to you, I feel like after all these mess ups lately, I think I will miss the black screens. I will obstinate without a black screen. But anyway, and it drives me out of my mind so so powerfully that I feel like jumping on it with both my feet in boots, in heavy army boots, if I may add to. Right, but anyway, everything is good when it ends up in a beautiful way, and as I said, doesn't it make this moment even more special for you? Right, 2 minutes to the full first half of our Barbarella show today on the 7th of December, early edition, 3 p.m. on Ramble Radio. Here are more friends joining us at our 1st December party. Warm up quickly at our cozy fireplace, because the Anutu is going to announce our renowned author of the day this week. Welcome to her, and here's your spot, Anutu.
Oh my goodness, yeah. After last week's Bluefin Studios, we are very proud to announce this week to the most amazing, lovely, wonderful Snook!
Oh, hello, Snook!
Thank you.
You're again welcome. Welcome back in Barbarella show. As I said yesterday in PYPT at Shadows Pub. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Snook is a very special Barbarella, how to call her already, an insider, because she managed to collect a double shield here. She was our big fish in late December, early November, and now she is our author of the week. As I have noticed in the growing on popularity Welcome Wagon Weekly official digest, there was something she has done to impress Anutu, and that something is called Old Woman in the Woods by Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm, read, filmed and edited by Snook. Who would be first to tell us more about it? Maybe Snook as our guest, and I would ask Anutu to tell me how did he decide to choose exactly that piece of art. So Snook, what is this old woman walking in the woods on her own, and the brothers Grimm involved in the story and filmed by you?
Yeah, actually, as I said, Snook is the first ever in history, Barbarella's history, at least, double Nobel VIP author of the week and Big Fish, like you said. And her blog is so amazing special. You know, when I went to her blog very early. I mean, I know her blog since ages, and the Steamiverse time is different. So I want to say since ages. And like you just mentioned, the Brothers Grimm story that was read by Snook and edited by Snook, her videos are so amazing. And I was so touched, and I was sitting in front of the screen and had to see it again and again and again and again. And I have to admit, I'm a big Brothers Grimm fan anyway. But I never had heard about this particular fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm. So I was really surprised to find something new. This was one thing. And on the other hand, Snook reading it and with her, magical editing, she really drew me into this fairy tale world. And I felt so, relieved. I wanted to say relaxed, relieved, wonderful mistake. So it was both at the first time, relaxed and relieved and freed and touched and connected. And I cannot find any words for this because I was so amazed. And, that is just one tiny part of her blog. There's so much more to read and enjoy. There's Spencer optional and so much more. So, and I really love her editing. Her video editing is so special. And it's all, I called it in the Welcome Wagon Digest, in the official one, I called it, I think it's Snook Love or Snook Editing or something like this, because it's all her very own style and she sticks to her own style. No matter what you read by Snook, she really sticks to her own style and you can see it right away that it's her. She doesn't even need her signature or something like this, because you will find out it's Snook. And
Because
it's Snook
she's
style.
a signature. She is a signature of herself.
Yeah.
Right. So you found that on her blog, and guys, what I would really appreciate if these guys who run the platform would do this facility for me. Could we just arrange posts by some category or key number or anything that makes it, or keyword find it somewhere field in the search, so we retrieve our information quickly as it compiles to huge files so quickly. So yeah, if anybody of those who may be concerned is listening to us, here is a free idea for you to work on. So back to Snook blog. And Snook, where did you find this particular story by Grimm Brothers?
I just went on the internet and I was looking up older, because after over a certain age you don't have to worry about copyrights and stuff. And this one just, I don't know, it was one I hadn't heard and read, and so I don't know. Usually something at the time kind of speaks to me, so, and then I kind of went with it. And I like videos and editing them, and yeah, and kind of bringing the story to life a little bit too.
Lovely. So, Anutu, do you have books by the Brothers Grimm still in your library?
Oh, yes, I have. I have some very old ones, and I really love to read the old versions. Actually, they're hard to read because they're written in Old German, which is strange letters for younger people. But the old versions are very special, and there's so much truth in it. So some really say, Brothers Grimm collected all these fairy tales and then pimped them quite some bit. I mean, if you can call it pimping, something like this. So they try to perfect them and write them even better. But actually, it's all collected from the people, and it's like stories derived from the people and given from generation to generation since ages. So there's old wisdom in it for sure, and this is why I have them and I love them.
There you go. Snook, thanks for dropping the link. This is the post where you could here read Snook's version on The Old Woman in the Woods. That would be interesting for me too, because it doesn't sound familiar to me too, and I'm in love with these old time stories for children. Even nowadays I am watching the film version how do you feel about the Brothers Grimm based films or movies, as they call them, Anotu? Do you like them? Are they close to the original stories or just a fancy description of it?
So, like I always used to say, try to get back to the source as close as possible. So, actually, yeah, they're not so creepy. Molo Valley, did I pronounce your name right? So, actually, they pretend to be creepy. So, if you read into the original sources, which is much more interesting, in my personal opinion, I saw the movie, the TV series called Brothers Grimm, and then there was the movie Brothers Grimm, kind of. And I actually like to stick with the old sources where it derived from. And when you read into it, there are many parables in it, and you really can just try to unwind them and go more into detail in the old sources, and then it comes all, we're going to have some insights and going to have some light on it when you go to the old writings. And unfortunately, the old ones are in Old German, like I said before. So it's quite hard even for German-speaking people to understand all the meanings, because when you the creepy stuff is like coming to us right now in our times. There were so many things people used in times long gone by that they didn't think of being creepy. So I think that's the difference between the Middle Age and our time we live in today. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to stick with the old sources, like dig your way through to the true source and try to get as far as possible into the old sources. Ravi, I think so.
Yeah, sure. It's always good to go back to the source. And then, pardon me, but all teachers are in my mind as I'm saying this. I remember my teacher in arts and painting, and we wanted from the very, 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 very first class to start painting like the abstract king of art, Kandinsky. And he said, no, you just need to study and master anatomy first, and then mathematics, geometry, and then you go classic arts, and then you study the history of arts, and then eventually you go to Kandinsky. So yes, I suppose that principle applies to many, many other things and fields in life. You don't cook this molecular food or cuisine, free tissues, please help. That was something like that. Before you master the traditional cuisines available in our civilization. You know what? I think I have a great surprise for you guys, girls, boys, ladies, and gentlemen. As the time is getting closer to the final quarter of our Barbarella show today on the 7th of December, we are in the early edition, 3 p.m. UTC everywhere on that planet. And I would like to announce that today's big fish is many people. How do we do that? It's a mystery to me. But it works. Right. Why do I say that today's big fish is many people? Because a lot of people are involved in something very interesting lately. A lot of people are so excited that they talk all day long about this and share their experience and share their advice. So that's how we have more than I think 7, 8, 9 maybe, if I'm counting good, people who form our big fish today, and it is not called actifit. No, we talked about that as a steaming trend last time, but the big fish is called actifitting Stemians. And the first one to introduce us with the idea and the existence of ActiFit was at Dream Team. So please open the line for everybody else to follow you in that beautiful discussion in our Big Fish as per 7th of December. Hi, Dream Team. Waking up?
Yes. Finally, a little bit woken up. And the person who turned me onto it was Penderis. And I kept seeing him posting these things, and I didn't really understand it. And it seemed a little silly to me because I just thought, why are we using this app? I don't understand it. And the more that I read about what he was doing and he was talking about it, the more excited I got. And it's really been wonderful. I think, Ravi, you were even saying that you were noticing things in my my personality, and I think we could blame maybe me sleeping in a little bit on all the exercise that I'm getting. It's true. I don't normally sleep very well. I sleep maybe about 4 hours a night. And lately, since I've started ActiFit, I've been sleeping 5 to 8 hours a night. And last night was one of those crazy. Yeah, I'm so much more active. I used to be really active, really fit, walking, jogging, exercising, watching what I eat. And then I got sick about a year ago, and everything kind of just fell to the wayside. So this has been a really nice motivation, because in your mind, you know that you should be getting back on track. But every day it's kind of like, maybe I'll start tomorrow. Oh, it's a birthday party. I don't want to, watch what I'm eating there. Oh, the holidays are coming. I'll do it after the holidays. And this has really just been a really fun way to every day, because you only have one day. And then at midnight, if you don't post your steps, then you miss the opportunity to get that upvote. So it's that instant gratification. You don't have to wait until the scale is telling you that you're doing well or your pants are fitting a little bit differently. Every day you realize that, hey, I did it today. And then an upvote. And their upvote is probably around, depending on how much, it's based on how much you, how active you are, how actively you post, and if you're encouraging to other people. And then they also give you special, bonuses every once in a while if you are promoting it. So when they found out that I promoted it on the Barbarella show, they gave me 100 tokens and like a double-sized upvote. And then Evening Art told me that she did the same thing. She was talking about it on Twitter, and they surprised her as well. So, and then the latest thing that we're doing is combining all the steps of all the Welcome Wagon people. And just for fun. We don't get anything extra for it. It's fun to encourage one another and see our numbers going up. And then I guess they just also added in TARC as a charity. So you can get the upvote yourself, or you can have your vote be donated to a charity. So they have about, I think, 6 or 7 charities that is right on the app. When you're about to post, you can say who you want the donation to go to, or you could just keep it yourself. So it might not be something you want to do every day, but maybe once a week you want to donate your steps to someplace else. So yeah, it's been really good and really fun.
Yay! Sounds like beautiful minds in beautiful bodies and big charity hearts. And Escamps Travels Rain says, this is fantastic. It's hard. You are tired because you haven't been doing than you want to, but you are tired. Vicious cycle. I saw that, but didn't realize we could do that. That really made sense. The Ren, darling, do you have a daily achievement today on ActiFit, or you measure guys that in another way?
Yes, there's a day. So you have 24 hours to get your steps in. And then they're tracking who are the top activators of the week and of the day. They have competitions. And I think I've made the top activators list 3 times. First time I was ranked number 8, and then the next 2 times I was ranked number 7. So that's kind of fun when you see, like, all of a sudden you get surprised that you really are doing well, and when you're looking at maybe it's about 300 people I think I just got a message from 3 people yesterday that they downloaded the app and they're excited about trying it. So it's really cool to see how this is it's going viral. It starts off with just a little interest, and then before you know it, people are having fun. And now we just have to figure out ways to get Ravi on board and Shadows on board.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they do figure out some way. I mean, they are working on different ways to access more people, but I'm hoping that they do. They keep spreading out, because there are people, like you said, Ravi, that don't have phones that can Blue can't access it. Shadows doesn't have a phone that does it. You don't have a phone that does it. So there are people that can't access it. So yeah, it would be fun to have that be available for everybody. And then the days that you can't, you just realize that's a rest day. And then you only get a vote. You only get an upvote if you have at least 5,000 steps. So that's kind of fun too, because if you end around 4,000 or 4,500, it's just that little extra motivation. Just do a little bit more so you get that upvote. So yeah.
Yeah, good incentive. And yeah, I said that while thinking over it, but next thought, and I realized that as well as for mobile devices, people do not have access to many other things, but that is not an obstacle to do fine and very valuable things for the others, only in our case for the community. And as I see enthusiasm growing, gaining on levels each day, and even now in the voice chat, the text, the people are so passionately commenting it. So it's apparently a good thing to know about it, and I love to see how everybody is engaged. So would I be right if I say that, provided on your results, based on your results, pardon me, you could come up with a weekly report or certain period report? Anybody who could answer that?
I missed that question.
What
was that?
Could you make a resume of your results at the end of certain period, like a weekly report on your achievements?
Yeah, I think I probably could just, every day when you get the notification, I get it from Gina, and they tell me, and they put it also on your comments on your post. So you could just kind of do it yourself, but they don't have a weekly report. What they do have is your history. They track your history. So you could just kind of screenshot. All it tells you on the history is how many steps that you've done. So you could do that.
Which is great. So you have a notion of what you have completed so far. Yeah. Okay. And why am I asking you about such a brief information that could be pulled out of all daily notifications you receive? I was in the deep hope that at some point you guys could come up at Barbarella with your perfect reports and say, look, hey, I have achieved this and that and even that. And the difference between the last week and this week is us speaking not about the project, not about the application. Now we are talking about the people who are doing it, about the action itself. And this means a lot. And next level, I tracked some conversations about food, which is good to see, because I have always believed that it's not, you can't separate them, only training and drills and eat like bad habits. It has to be a tight system, a combination of both. So I caught you talking about whey proteins. Why are they good when you are active in sports?
I agree with you that we do need to get away from like the app. Like it's great that it gives us the motivation, but that at some point it becomes a little bit like Dumbo's feather, and we feel like we can't do it unless it's being recorded, and unless, what if my phone dies? Oh, I'm not even going to get steps in today, so I won't try. But we need to like transfer that motivation from the app, and then completely embody that in ourselves and let that become a good habit. So, and it's so funny that you were talking about that, because as I was on my walk, I was kind of making some notes for myself and recording some thoughts. And I had the exact same thought, just that it's a good start position. But if you become so dependent on an app to be your motivation, when that app is gone, what happens? So it has to transfer at some point. And yeah, the second, you have like the three-legged stool, right? And so one leg would, maybe be the exercise, but then the other leg would be nutrition. And what is benefiting you? Like we don't want to be working out just so we can be overeating, like let's work out, and then let's go hand in hand with starting to make good habits with our eating too. And like you said, adding in whey protein and stuff. And for me, that was funny. That was a conversation that we were talking about with Blue last night, adding that into my gluten-free stuff. But it is.
Right. I just remembered that as we are talking about food and food combinations, there is a new trend now in where I live. There are a lot of people who suffered the bad effects of in jumping into a diet and then yo-yo effects, coming back, doubling their weight, and then again a diet, and it's a very idiotic circle to run in one like this. So a few girls I spotted in internet decided to share their experience, and there are a lot of healthy food, gluten-free in your case, Captain Dream Team, or low carbohydrate food that you could prepare in a very delicious way. So I lost track of Crazy BG Adventure. He was here and was gone, but maybe I will suggest him to have a separate program or a show dedicated to such kind of food planning, like for people who are very active. One of the girls I saw was suffering depression, not because she gave birth to a child, but it happened like after the birth. She was overweight and decided to stop to cut this circle in her life. So now, up to that date, 7th of December 2018, she runs 3 studios in Sofia, where you don't have these iron machines to train on, but you have your bodies, and you lift the body of your partner during the drills. Of course, she is supplying them with her types of food or organization or preparations, just like a suggestion to them. So they, nice dog. Oh, what a breast. Very built up. Uh, she has something like the only equipment seen in such a studio is the so-called vibro something, which makes your drill even more difficult because the platform you are stepping on is shaking, makes waves or bumps under your feet while you are doing whatever you are doing there. And you have a display where you could control certain information like your breathing pulse and etc. So this is it. They're using their bodies and they are making their lives even more difficult with that vibro thing. But yes, lovely to see such an excitement and a will to live healthily and take care of body, mind, and soul. Yeah, no, too. This is a bridge to your topic for the week. Uh, what was that you wanted to pass as a message to our audience and the community? How did you choose to write about body, mind, and soul?
Yeah, definitely. Body, mind, and soul. Yeah, very important. So what's, I'm getting to this in a sec. I think healthy food, referring to the body is something that is most important. I mean, there's no real healthy food out there on the planet, I think, with all we have right now in the world, but you can at least focus on getting the best that is possible, concerning budget and quality available, I think. And we have one funny rule that is sweet Sundays. So we focus so much on proper food, but at least giving us some option on Sunday, which is called Sweet Sundays here. And so we take the Sunday option for more sweets and for whatever we love to have one day you have no restrictions in a way you get yourself. So and then we come to body, mind, and soul. I think it's when we all talking about unity and being connected with each other, concerning our community, the global community. It's so important to be aware of that, but we mostly, or many of us, just forget about the unity you have for yourself. So in my opinion, it's very important to bring the message out that body, mind, and soul is unity with yourself, which means ich bin in German, which means I am in English, which means I am connected with all that is. So if you don't start with yourself, focusing on unity, how will you bring unity to the world? I mean, it all starts with yourself, like with the food I was just talking about. And so this was, for that reason, that is one reason that I choose the topic. And on the other hand, I think it's this is something we can speak about and relate to very much more in the future and future editions. And I will for sure do this because, like I said, unity starts with yourself and with being aware of your body, mind, and soul. And it's three aspects of yourself, but it forms one being, in my opinion. So how do you see that, Ravi? Is it something you would agree upon?
Oh, absolutely agree on that. As you can't separate things that are a whole; they are inseparable. I just noticed something above in the thread of discussion in our voice chat text today, and more lovely just told us that she managed to reduce pain in her hips by using certain yoga positions. Right. To tell you guys, I was more active in my earlier days than I am today. As per today, was I started first training volleyball, and then I moved to fencing, which is very heavy training, a long one. And now with only a jogging of an hour in the park, it seems that like my